back. I told y'all we'd be right back, and we right back from the Shy, and we gotta have a representative from the Shy, and who better than this brother right here, Hebru Brantley.
Emperor Brutus to those that know me.
Ooh.
You know. Just,
Emperor
no big deal.
Brutus. Yeah, no. You need to know that. We need to have that in there. Well, first of all, thank you for coming, brother.
Absolutely.
Thank
man.
you for coming. Appreciate it. All-Star Week, is this your first big summit?
Man, so trip on this. I was 7 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
My father says, "Come on, I'm taking you to the dunk contest." I was like, "I don't want to go."
You didn't want to go to the dunk contest?
I wanted to kick it with my cousin.
Understood.
He made me go. Boy, I got these tickets.
Yep.
And it was one, obviously not knowing what I was gonna see.
Mm-hmm.
It's history
That's
being
almost
made.
better.
Man, it was incredible.
Yeah.
It was incredible. So I still have. About a year ago when I moved, I kept my Gatorade. Remember the old Gatorade scorecards they used to give out? I kept one. It was the 9 when I had a few players that signed it for me. I found that in the old school '88 ball. It's all worn out, but yeah, man.
Are you gonna do something with that?
I don't know. I've really been thinking about it lately, just because obviously everything's sort of coming full circle.
Yeah.
This happening here after what 30-something years.
Yep, it's the first one since the last one. Yeah.
So I've really been thinking about that long and hard, and like just figuring out something thematically to do that kind of talks about my journey, my love and appreciation for the game, and how that can correlate into the visual side with art and so forth. So.
Yep. Chi-Town's got a lot of influence. You know what I mean? Pop in. Pop in. This my OG.
Bum rushing in.
This the second do this.
Oh man!
Don't just be coming thinking you can do this unless you like set free. You see how the warm reception. You know what I mean? This is one of the OG and pioneers.
Are y'all live streaming?
No, but you see, and don't do that either unless you're an all-star. Unless you're an all-star,
I want to get next to the legends.
Yeah. Set Free, obviously, and one super creative, New York based. You know what I mean? Creative Jedi. Look him up. That's exactly what he is. That's on his Instagram, but that's like true shit. You know what I mean? So, Seth, welcome.
Good
to see you again, brother.
Yep. You got the shea butter on. You doing your hosting?
I had to keep it moisturized a little bit. Seth.
Ain't nothing wrong with the Old Spice body wash out here.
Seth, we did this before. We've been at this event. You understand the sports lifestyle and culture. What we talking about? Talk to us about why now is the time for the athletes and the artists and creators to get together.
I mean, I think the philosophy for me is art is everything.
Yeah.
I think art is just getting its just due. One of the things I say in the sports realms is like people who created the Chicago Bulls logo. Who is that lady or who is that man that drew it?
Hello.
And it's a $1 billion industry just off the logo. Before we liked the team, we like the colorway. So who are all these artists that never got their just due? Just the LA logo.
They're doing a little job releasing little collabs now with like Don C and they're checking off like a couple boxes. Right. But like you said, it's about the ownership and hey, who did that?
Just the appreciation of people like Hebru. Like Hebru's been.
I'm a big fan. Yeah.
But I've been seeing it before. The lights is on it.
Boom.
And I think now it's just a great time that the NBA is actually one of the first leagues that's really celebrating the artists.
Yeah.
And just what they're out here doing in Chicago is incredible.
Yeah, the league is doing a good job of trying to make them in. Not that there was it kind of was an injustice because the creators aren't getting their just due at the end of the day.
It's happening on all levels. I mean, what Nike's doing, what the NBA's doing, all the brands are really embracing the artists. And that's what I try to do, I'm just a curator, but I'll make sure I try to connect with the artists to uplift what they're doing.
But you're an artist.
I have been known to be an artist.
Yeah. the artist and brand relationship, is that a scary thing for an artist? Because that an artist you want to be a creator and artist. You don't want to be worried about the business side of things. How, is that intimidating? Is that something you're focusing on? Or are you just like, I want to be an artist. I'm cool on brands. Like, speak from an artist.
I think you depending on the artist you talk to, right? You'll get that different answer. For me, no. I've always been in a position or wanted to be in a position of like doing what I do, right? Being respected enough that brands come calling, come knocking for me to do what I do with them. And, I get a lot of artists, very well respected artists in the field, high-end artists they'll hit me all the time because they know that I have a history of working with different brands on different levels, and they just try to figure out the play, you know, because I think that by and large for years the last, you know, the lowest person on the totem, but really the highest person in terms of the engagement was the artist, right? Like, we were asked and charged to come up, like you say, with the look and the feel of a thing,
and the
right?
aesthetic and how it
And
moves.
then it was like, go back down to the cellar, you know what I mean? Like, got it, good, thank you.
Now
got
go
you,
back.
right?
Yeah.
And so I think that now, in an age where artists really have all the power, whether they realize it or not, right? In the age of social media, where like, I don't need your platform or your platform to show my work. I can just put it out there, right?
Yep.
And so I think that a lot of these brands had to sort of rethink how they approach and engage with artists by and large, because it's like, it's the reality. Like, they don't need us anymore to actually make it. You know, the allure of like of artists, you know, or I'm sorry, not the allure, but like the sort of the notion of starving artists, I don't really think exists anymore because there's too many outlets. And you know, and with those outlets comes like this level of fandom and appreciation that, again, people are going to, you know, when you put something in front of them constantly, they'll inevitably
Gravitate
latch on,
towards it.
right?
Yeah. They're gonna tell you what they like about it. You know what I mean? All that good stuff.
And it doesn't.
Boom.
And now it's coming. So it used to only exist in a very small pocket where you had, like, you know, art booms and art movements, you know, throughout time and history, but that was still to a very small group of individuals that could afford those things, that were taught growing up to appreciate this style of work. But now, you know, it's the gamut is so large, and the playing field is so large that, like, you have all these different artists, from, you know, graphic artists to painters,
The
sculptors.
mediums are blending and changing. They're using glass work, and you know what I mean? The mediums are changing. So, Seth, you obviously, like I said, creative Jedi, been ahead of this stuff, and when you've been ahead of the curve before all this stuff. Why do we need? There's a relationship for every Hebrew. There got to be a set out there. You know what I mean? People like us out there. Hey, he already been doing that. You know what I mean? There needs to be, so like I said, there needs to be like a tandem going there. So for every artist, there has to be a set. You know what I mean? Or a Jelani, people who study the space and know what it is.
Connected dots.
Yeah, connected up. So what do you do? How do you know what's coming down the line? Are you just in tune? Are you on Instagram? Are you going to events? Like, how do you know who's talented and they're gonna be next up?
He's a Jedi.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
But you let them tell us how to do the Jedi thing.
I don't know if
trying to
Jedis
learn
can
something.
always
I
you know.
I just go with the force, but I think one of the things I look for is that for people to be.
He said go.
I'll go with the force.
Yeah.
I think for me, honestly, I do a lot of research, but, you know, and I meet a lot of people. But
Yeah.
one of the things is what I like about artists, even before they show me their art, is, are you being true to yourself? You know,
Yeah.
you know, and I can speak with Hebru. It's just like sitting down. I knew his art before I knew him.
Yeah.
And when I met him, the soul of the person matched the art.
I was going. Yeah.
The story of his life matches the art, and, you know, that's what really the people that I try to work with. It's like, are you just doing this to make some money?
What's the goal?
What's the goal? Are you doing
Yeah.
this to be like? I got this new thing I'm saying is everybody wants to live the life of a rapper.
Yeah.
You know, it's
That-
just like the likes, the glitter, the glamour, the likes on Instagram.
That ain't sustainable.
It's
Sometimes.
not sustainable
yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
So I really, just in my research, it's kind of talking to the people, and I'm being like, okay, this guy, he has something
To
as a
offer.
person
Yeah.
to offer, and then his art connects with that.
Boom. Seth, Hebru,
Brother.
appreciate
Pleasure,
it
man.
stopping by.
Thank you, man.
Absolutely.
Good
It's
seeing you,
always a
man.
pleasure. Seth gonna come over here and take this thing off. Don't just let you think cause I'm gonna drop him in here and go get some water. But thanks for showing up. Always
Thank
a
you.
pleasure. Welcome to Bid. We'll be back.
Keep it slick.
Keep it slick.